So today we'll discuss about 7th chapter, 7th sloka. So before that we'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjalashalaakaya Chakshuramunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatyadi Shatarine Vancha Kalpita Vasindhubhye Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnav वाञ्छा कल्पितरोभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So today we'll discuss about 7th chapter, that is the absolute truth about Krishna. So in the previous chapter, in 6th chapter, we have learned about practicing bhakti yoga. So we should so how we can practice bhakti yoga means when we are in full knowledge of Krishna and when we completely have faith in Krishna and when we completely know about Krishna. So in the 7th chapter, in the beginning only, Krishna says that I am the absolute truth. So we'll see the explanation in 7.7 sloka that we'll read the verse. मत परंपरा नान्यत् किंचित अस्ति धनंजया मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोक्तं स्तुते मन गण इवम्. So in translation we can see, O conqueror of wealth, that is Arjuna. Arjuna's another name is O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So we'll read the purport also. So we'll see. So there is a common controversy over where the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. So here we can see the thing, two things, personal and impersonal. So we can see the personal is like actually we can see that if we generally think that if God is there, we may think that God is some kind of light or any energy or some voice. So we may think like that. So in or in person, we may have that confusion. But in this, Krishna is saying, as far as in Bhagavad Gita it is concerned, the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead. That is directly Krishna, Sri Krishna, and this is confirmed in every step. So in this verse, in particularly, it is stressed that the absolute truth is a person. Okay. That is the personality of Godhead is the supreme absolute truth, is also the affirmation of Brahma Samhita. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita also that Ishwaram Paramam Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. That is the supreme absolute true personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna, who is the primeval Lord, the reservoir of all pleasures. So here we can see that so we may think that it is very difficult for us to accept that God is in the form in the physical form. So here, how we can trust that that Krishna is only the supreme personality of Godhead, because he is here. Krishna is directly saying to Arjuna that I am the supreme personality of Godhead. So there is no need of another proof that or any doubt we can put that okay, Krishna is supreme personality of God or not, because Krishna is directly saying that. Next we will see these authority. Yeah, the supreme absolute truth personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna, who is a primeval Lord, the reservoir of all pleasures. So here we can see the reservoir of all pleasures means we can see that Krishna doesn't need anything or any other person to have pleasures. So he himself is self-satisfied. So Govinda and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. So he doesn't need any uh, external knowledge. He doesn't has to learn anything from outside. He himself of all the knowledge. In fact, from him only will get all the knowledge. So Govinda, the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that the absolute truth is a supreme person, the cause of all causes. That is, here it is explained that for every cause also, Krishna is the reason. The impersonalist, however, argues on the strength of the Vedic version given in the Svetaswaram Upanishad. We'll see from here. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be supreme amongst the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. One second. So here we will see again. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is a transcendental who has no material form and is free from all material contaminations. So here we can see that in the material world, we will see the demigod, like demigod Brahma is the highest, but in the spiritual world, it is beyond that. That is transcendental, who has no material form. That is, Krishna does not have any material form, though he is in the human form. He is not made up of like panchabhutas, like how we are made of. Uh, yeah. So who has no material form and is free from all material contaminations also. In the previous chapters also we have discussed that Krishna it doesn't have any material body or material form. He's a transcendental. He is in a transcendental form. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental by knowing him or by remembering always Krishna. But those who do not know him suffer the miseries of the material world. We'll see the next. The impersonalist put more stress on the word arupa. So here we can see, like previously I have explained, here in the sloka it is stated that arupa means there is no form. But in the like in this verse, it is not exactly like arupa, there is no form. But in this, arupa is not impersonal. It is indicate that the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge are described in the Brahma Samhita quoted above. Other verses in the Svetaswar Upanishad sustain in this following. Like Arupa means God does. It's not like God doesn't have any form. It is like God does not have any material form. Like he doesn't have any materialistic like body like thing. He's Sachidananda. We'll see that in below. Uh, I know that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is a transcendental to all material concept of darkness. Only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of Supreme Person. There is no truth superior to that Supreme Person because he is the supermost. He is the small He's the smaller than the smallest. He's the greater than the greatest. So here we can see that in every atom, in from the small atom or in bacteria or virus, he's there, or in the giant organs or like giant animals or like any creature, Krishna is there. From the smallest small things and from that to the largest large living things, Krishna is there. So he's situated as a silent tree and he emanates the transcendental sky. And as a tree spreads its roots, he spreads his extensive energies. That is Brahman Jyoti. Like how, like from a tube light, the light emits throughout the room. Like that, the Krishna also emits all his energies in the different forms, like nature, like weather, like nature, like humans, all type of creatures like that. From this verse, one concludes that the supreme absolute truth is the supreme personality of Godhead, who is also pervading by his multi energies, both materially and spiritually. So, from this verse, it is stated that Krishna, all energies are coming from the Krishna, that like both from materially and spiritually. So in this the sloka, we'll see the second line also, like uh, here we can see everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So this is a very good beautiful explanation that. So we can see that pearls are like together, like when whatever like we will wear, right? So in that we will see only the pearls, not the thread. So like that same way, the all this material world or spiritual world, we can see that external things are very beautiful, but behind that the Krishna is the main thing which is holding or which is maintaining all the things. So we have to realize that we are like here we can see that Krishna is showing us very beautifully, but Krishna is maintaining internally the internally or maintaining the things to look externally it is beautiful. Okay, so we'll see the next sloka also. Okay. Rasoham apt kaunteya प्रभासिं ससि सूर्यया प्रणवा सर्ववेदेषु सप्तके परसम रुसु. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of sun and moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound of ether and ability of the man, ability in man. So you'll see the purport. This verse explains how the Lord is all pervaded by his divine material and spiritual energies. So here we can see how God is spread everywhere, like in materially and spiritually also. The Supreme Lord can be preliminarily perceived by his different energies, and in this way, he is realized impersonally. So he is divided in so many forms, like in like we have seen light, water, air, like this earth and sky. In this different form he is spread. So as the demigod in the sun is a person and is perceived by his all pervading energies, the sunlight, so the Lord, although in his eternal abode, is perceived by his all pervading diffuse energies. So here we can see this demigod sun as an example that the light is the sun god emits the light, but where is this light coming from? So it is coming from Krishna. So in the same way, another example, the taste of the water is the active principle of water. So no one likes to drink a sea water. So here we can see that there is no taste in the water, but like generally there is no taste in the water, right? But here it is stated like this the taste of water is the active principle of water, because in the same water if we add any kind of salt, or in the same water if we add any electrol, or in the same water we'll add any juice, it will be there will be no like same as water. But when we are when we are thirsty, we want water, not any juice or anything like that, right? So there is no taste, but we want that taste when we are thirsty, right? So the same way, the taste of water is the active principle of water. No one likes to drink salt water because the pure taste of water is mixed with salt. So attraction for water depends on purity of the taste. So, and this pure taste is one of the energies of the Lord. So we have to see it as that pure taste of the water is one of the forms of energy of the Lord. So the impersonalist perceives the presence of the Lord in the water by its taste. And the personalist also glorifies the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench the man's taste. Here we can see that the personalist also glorifies that like whoever uh, the devotees, they will thank for they thank Krishna for kindly supplying the tasty water to satisfy their thirst, to quench their thirst. So that is the way of perceiving the supreme. That is the way, means in everything we have that the devotee sees Krishna. Practically speaking, there is no conflict between personalism and impersonalism. One who knows God knows that the impersonal conception and personal conception are simultaneously present in everything, and and there is no contradiction. Here we can see that like one who knows God knows that the impersonal and personal conception means, like we saw the sun god as an example. So we may see that just like sun as just a demigod, like just a sun like who emits light. So that is like limited uh, kind of understanding. So when we think deeply, this where is that light coming from? It is coming from Krishna. So everything is like connected. Yeah. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya establishes his sublime doctrine that simultaneous oneness and difference. So here we can see that the sun, it is coming from uh, Krishna. So it is one of the energy of, yeah, nuclear fusion. So it is coming from Krishna, but the sun is not equal to Krishna. So there is simultaneous oneness, but there is a difference, right? So the light of the sun and moon is also originally emanating from Brahma Jyoti, which is the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. So it is the sun, moon, light, water, whatever the energies, the nature, everything is coming from the Brahman Jyoti. That is the that is emitting from the Krishna, which is impersonal effulgence of Lord, and Pranava, or the Lord, or the Omkara, transcendental sound in the beginning of every Vedic hymn. So here we can see in the second line of the sloka that Omkara, even Omkara, the transcendental sound, which we, when we start any mantra, we'll start with the Om, right? Om. Ganeshayam Namaha, Om Namo Narayana Namaha. So all these names will start with the Omkara. So here it is explaining that the Omkara transcendental sound is in the beginning of every Vedic hymn, addresses the Supreme Lord. So it is addressing the Krishna, not directly, but indirectly. It is addressing Krishna only, because the impersonalists are very much afraid of addressing the Supreme Lord Krishna by his innumerable names. They prefer to vibrate the transcendental sound Omkara. But they do not realize that Omkara is the sound presentation of Krishna only. Uh, the jurisdiction of Krishna consciousness extends everywhere, and one who knows Krishna consciousness is blessed. Those who do not know Krishna are in illusion, and so knowledge of Krishna is liberation, and ignorance of him is bondage. So here in last line we can see those who do not know Krishna is an illusion, and so in knowledge of Krishna is liberation, and ignorance of him is in bondage. Means like in previously also classes, all the devotees were explaining that how we should do every action like as if we are doing it as a service or a sacrifice to the Lord, even while eating or job or marriage or anything, though then we are not bondage to anything. So without this Krishna consciousness, it will be, we will be in like a ignorance. So uh, uh I will, this is the end of the chapter, the sloka. So briefly I'll explain again. In the first sloka it is stating that the like Krishna is saying that I am only the supreme personality of Godhead, because he is directly saying to Arjuna, like in person. So yeah, it is stated in the Brahma Samhita also. So he is in the like material form and in the spiritual form also. And in the second sloka, we can see that um, everything is me, like in the taste of water or the sun or the light, or and one more thing is that the sound and in the ether and ability in the man also, it is Krishna. So sound in the ether means that if there is no ether, we can't hear anything, right? So that ether is also Krishna. And the ability in the man means that capacity to do anything, that uh, like motivation, or we have to do like any action, right? That thing also comes from the Krishna. Yeah. Anyone have any doubts or any questions? You can ask. Okay, I will end the session. Hare Krishna.